Hello and welcome to this level 1 legendary survival glitchless run of Skyrim. Open survival now, and so the run can properly get started. I don't remember entering speaker mode.
There he goes. Looks like he's gone for good this time.
So, having finally finished
No way
helping,
to know if anyone else
this
made it out
section
alive.
will be doing a couple of things. Step 1 is we're going to get to Riverwood so that we can get some basic supplies. We'll then be heading down to here to pick up the Lady Stone, and then back up to the White One to get to join the companions and also get any supplies we can. Let's try not following do I need handbar? No, way off. I typically follow him and may well regret this decision, but hopefully this will be a bit quicker. So yes, the reason for heading to Riverwood first, there's not actually anything particularly, well, there's nothing specific that's important from that. However, it's a very good place to grab some basic supplies. If we just went straight for Lady Stone, then by the time we got it and got back, we'd be pretty much passed out from hunger and probably exhaustion. So overall it should be quicker and easier to just make a beeline for Riverwood. Oh god, yes. So make a beeline for Riverwood, hopefully not get eaten by wolves, get some food and get some rest. I may need to take roads and such a little bit more in future, because frankly that's a less visually spectacular view than the intended one.
A dragon! I saw
So,
a dragon!
Faendal thinks
standard starting quest.
away from me. She's already mine, I keep telling you.
Sven. Rivalry?
Camilla Valerius knows I'm the best man in Riverwood. I've seen him sneaking over to the Riverwood trader to speak with her when I'm not around.
You may be right. Here, give Camilla this letter. It's full of venomous nonsense.
So
What?
typically I side with
Is it now,
Faendal
Mother?
because he's less of a prick and also substantially more useful, as he's an archery trainer, a remotely competent companion, and has a house full of nice
One of
things.
us
On the other hand,
has to do something.
so first of all, I'll do things slightly differently because I
Maybe you
don't
could talk
normally
some
side with
sense
Sven.
into my pig-headed brother. From Faendal?
And
That's
secondly,
strange.
I
He's never
believe
written
Sven's
to me
house is
before.
unlocked while Faendal's isn't, so you
What
either
is
need
this?
to take on Faendal as a
Is this
follower
what
to
he
get the
really
key off
thinks
him,
about me?
which breaches
you
the
can
no
tell
followers unofficial rule of
That
this one,
long-eared ass not to come around the store anymore.
or
He's
pick
not
the lock,
welcome.
which level 1 run
Better
is
get going.
pretty much impossible. So for that reason, just sided with Sven, which feels wrong. But anyway, so the plan is grab everything Sven has, go and talk to... Ah, I stand corrected, this one is also locked. So that achieved absolutely nothing. Oh wait, no, I've not spoken to Sven yet. Once I see Sven, it's probably still locked. Oh well, no harm.
New to Riverwood?
So typically
If you're
wait
looking for work,
Veil
go
off
see
to
Hod
get
at
here
the
so
mill.
you can...
Of course.
Oh,
Here's the key to the
interesting, I
house.
guess Veil off has already
Stay
spoken
as
to
long
her.
as you... Oh, what's this all about? What are
Didn't
you
actually
two
spot
doing
him.
here?
So ordinarily, if you get here before Veil-Off, then you need to go through and tell her about the dragon and such. This time apparently not. Marvellous. Harrington Mead is worth having on you in case you run into the levelers out in the wild. Nothing else there is useful.
A dragon? It would explain what I saw earlier. Flying down the valley. You're right, I saw it, but I don't know why. Things just go from bad to worse. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops
Okay,
he can.
that's a really
do that
weird
for
one. That's
me,
the first time I've seen that. Ordinarily, if you have to go through
Well,
that...
the news you heard about Alfred was
Okay,
true.
this would explain it.
Imperials ambushed us outside Darkwater.
He's got an interesting way of speaking
Like
to
they
everyone.
knew exactly where we'd be.
So yes, ordinarily either you need to give her
2 days ago.
the story about the dragon and then she gives you supplies, or you need to wait for Raynolf to talk and then you don't need to give her the story about the dragon. That's the first time I've ever seen it that way around. Right, let's see if we can find Sven and get a little bit of starting gold. A lack of access to vendors means that starting gold is quite precious. as its only option for carriages, inns,
You're
and I suppose theoretically we could buy houses, but that's quite unlikely to come up in this one.
That letter ought to convince Camilla to never speak to Faendal ever. Now that's what I like to hear. Good work. I think you deserve some gold from my tips at the inn. Until next time.
Did you hear me?
So we'll come back here to sleep before we leave, but there's nothing in here that can be taken without it being stealing. And I've learned from a previous practice on this that stealing is a really bad idea, because hired thugs will ruin your day if you're not currently a werewolf or a vampire lord. And that gets really embarrassing if you have, for example, stolen a pair of boots and then get murdered for it.
Unspoken for
So let's
don't
not.
get any ideas.
You can, however, steal everyone's crops, nobody cares. And vegetable soup is a very useful item. Well, it's a very useful item in vanilla anyway, because it gives you pretty much infinite stamina for the personal power attacks. And it's doubly useful in survival mode, because it also means that you don't die. Or at least starve. I don't think you die of starvation, but it makes you completely useless.
Wonder what he's lost, besides his mind.
Yeah, a little bit judgmental. Right, so Faendal's house, which can rummage through the grounds, I think, but we can't go in, because again, that one is also locked. Final couple of things. Let's check out Rayloff's house, as they have nice things inside. Grab a quick nap, and then off to the Lady Stone.
Make yourself at home.
So the Lady Stone is massively important in a survival run, particularly a no magic survival run, as the bonus it gives you to health regen specifically
Glad to help any way I can.
does still work. So even though you have no natural health regen in survival mode, the plus 25% takes you from 0 to 25, rather than being 25% of your 0, which is a small risk.
You know, you should go to Windhelm and join the fight tonight.
I think the only exception to such things is typically
You've seen the true face of the
werewolf form,
Empire here
as
today.
that just sets it to 0
Anyone
regardless of
will
other
know what the
modifiers.
coming of the dragon means. It's Ulfric.
So the main thing we could actually do with here is clothes, which is a weird problem to have. I have the entire survival pack currently installed. I won't be using backpacks because those make the game easier, which is kind of against the point of a challenge run. Something I didn't think to clarify earlier. I would have not installed it, but uninstalling Creation Club content is really awkward. This would be perfect, but nope, I'm not stealing fine clothes. I'll wait until we can kill a noble or some other such thing to get access to them. Because again, hired thugs, not my friends. Troll fat's no good, but salt is brilliant, as it's a common cooking ingredient. So, step 1. Oh, they're no warmer, but they make me look less like I'm homeless. Gloves and hat are just some bonus warmth. Look at that majestic character. Right, let's get some food, get some sleep, and go pick up our first standing stone. Vegetable soup is always the priority, as it doesn't consume salt, and then we can make whatever we have left into whatever else there is. So, potato soup is 10 and 10. Cabbage soup is inferior. Apple cabbage is better, but also requires apples, which can be eaten for food value alone, so potato soup is the most efficient one here. Right, that should be us done with Riverwood pretty much. Yeah, let's go and sleep again. I'm not certain, but I think well rested from an inn will last longer, and I'd quite like to not get tired halfway through the journey to Ladystone.
Need something?
don't think he can provide rooms. Maybe he can.
Need a room? Talk to Delphine. Alright then.
Okay, hopefully Delphine is actually about the place. I'm not sure whether she's wandered up to, oh, she's right there.
You're that visitor, Ben.
I
Sure
don't
thing.
claim to be an observer
It's yours
now.
for a day.
This one. Hey. So, going to sleep until dawn. Should be about 14 hours. As daylight tends to be safer to travel in. Right, so I'm just going to filter the wine through. So when I say filter the wine through, I'm going to try and consume wine little and often, just to get it out of our inventory in an efficient way. Vegetable soup would probably be a really efficient one here, actually. Yeah, let's go for vegetable soup. Which means I probably wasted the other food, but I shouldn't get too caught up over perfection. So, I believe this is the Half Moon Mill, and from there is the shortest route across the water to the Ladystone. I could be wrong and it could be here, but I will find out if we get home. It's not the Half Moon Mill. This chicken, I believe, is the #1 cause of death for new players. If you kill that chicken, it's a crime, and because there are no guards in Level-1 at this stage in the game, the justice system just involves everybody trying to murder you. I cannot recommend it. So if ever you're curious, don't kill the chicken in Whiterun unless you've already got guards sent to Riverwood. Don't kill the chicken in Riverwood. Not Whiterun. I will occasionally confuse names of places. If I'm very lucky, I'll realise immediately after saying it. More likely, it'll take a while. Not always. I probably should have stuck around and rail off so that we could kill him. Yes, the other advantage of getting Ladystone early in the run, so it gives you health regen, and also it gives you stamina regen, and as you've probably picked up, there's a fair amount of running involved at this point. That will get lighter as the game goes on, or at least it'll get less painful, as for example, getting Lycanthropy means you can run very quickly. But for now, we're stuck to near mortal walking speeds, and lots of walking to be done.
Hello there, fellow traveler. One itinerant minstrel and wandering wastrel at your service.
I thought he looked familiar.
All right then.
Didn't recognise the name, but that guy trained speech and tells you about the joys of being a wandering minstrel. Good for him. Just not particularly upset. Oh god. Oh, apples. So I'm pretty sure there are slaughterfish in this lake, so I'd like to not be swimming forever, but slaughterfish may attack me, wolves will attack me. Ah, and there's the Ladystone on the compass map, and just under the crosshairs, in fact. Having played Skyrim when it was quite new, I'm so used to thinking of it as a gargantuan world, but I'm pretty sure that the average has gone up since then. It's still a respectable sized world, it's just I'm often caught off guard by quite how quick it is to cross moderate sections of it. This is not my best advised swim, and I feel like I should have quick saved before hitting the water at this point. Sorry, just spotted chat. I'm not going to steal a cow, not because I don't want to, but because I don't know how. given the possibility, I would definitely steal that cow. Right, so I'm guessing that red dot on the minimap is a slaughterfish. God, I hate slaughterfish. Yep, absolute bastards. But we have what we came for. We are now officially a lady. I think that's how standing stones work. And so we can run further and die less. Actually, I'm going to see if there's an axe that I should have picked up an axe while I was in Level-1. So, an axe is a good thing to have for a couple of miscellaneous purposes, but it basically boils down to some NPCs will buy wood off you, and if you sell them wood, then they become your friend. And so you can sleep in their bed, steal their things, all that normal stuff that people let you do after doing a minor task for them. And here's the definitely not suspicious set of the names. Anyway, so being able to chop wood unlocks a few of those vendors, and there's often not an axe near where you'd want to do it. There is one in Riverwood, which is what it would have been better to grab. Hopefully I'll remember that and we can pick it up on the way back, as we'll probably pass the Riverwood on the way back to Whiteland. Here we have Hurt, who is not a vampire.
Until next time.
She's very obviously not a vampire since Dawnguard, you can tell by the eyes. Okay, so I can't just go into the house and take their things anyway. I'm gonna call that good
Why don't you stay?
and head back. Yeah, I think it's going to be quicker to head back through Riverwood, optionally sleep if we're tired by then, and then up to White One, rather than curve around over the cliff. This is not how I wanted this area to be. I'm just gonna head back for the water, where the wolves will stop following me. On the plus side, the little bits of damage we're taking aren't permanently crippling, or crippling until next time we eat, due to, having just got the Lady's Stone. Also, fortunately, this is about as warm as Skyrim gets. Huh, there appears to be a skeleton fighting the wolf. Thanks, skeleton. Yes, the water. One of the odd things about playing survival mode is the water becomes quite scary if you spend a lot of time in Windheld, as I believe it's the most likely thing to kill you quickly that you'll encounter in the game. Just wanted to see who he was. Fisherman, hunter, poacher, etc. Apparently fisherman in this case. No particular relevance, so it's just curious, as I don't think I've happened across that island before. On previous runs it was a while before I bothered to go and get the Lady Stone. I should clarify regarding previous ones. I've not done this exact run before. I've done a level 1 run before, I think legendary, but without as many restrictions. And I started a couple of similar ones, hence the comment on what I would normally do here. Right, I'm just gonna go full aquatic until we get to Riverwood, as there has been trouble with wolves lately. Let's not borrow trouble.
Neighborhood's agreeable enough, I suppose. For a village.
Only 9 AM, we definitely don't need to sleep yet. Onward to White One, I suppose. Tempting as freeing a captive is, that seems like an excellent way to get myself killed. So let's not. There we are. Currently a Stormcloak sympathizer. At least, sort of. We're a Veloff sympathizer. We are a Veloff sympathizer, which is more or less a Stormcloak sympathizer. About to kill this giant due to the fact that actually there's I'm pretty sure that's enough to count as having helped. There you go, companions. I've done my part to help. And now, like a great hero we're role playing, just going to steal all the crops we can. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to check whether we've accidentally got any sneak XP. We have. So, aside from at the very beginning of this section where I found I was crouched, no sneaking has been done in this one. I think this is just from running past enemies not in sneak, still counting for stealth XP. I think you just get some whenever you leave combat or something. I'm not 100% sure it is. However, there is an easy way around, or an easy solution to the XP you get from it, which is just occasionally assault a guard, go to jail, and that should burn off the XP. This should be the last bit of food looting that we need to do for a while, as this should stock us up to last for a good couple of hours, by which time we'll have much more interesting ways of filling the hunger meter. Right, and time to get a nice diplomatic approach to getting into the castle. So let's see, while we're in White One, we want to... Ah, damn. I forgot to grab an axe back in Level-1, didn't I? Oh, so we're not going to befriend the innkeeper. We're not going to bother doing the quest to, there's one of the vendors you can befriend who has a bunch of fairly useful food items. What we are going to do is deliver supplies to Faendal. Not Faendal, deliver supplies from the mage. Fossils to Arcadia, that's the one.
We'll pay whatever
And that will give us a couple of potions, including a potion of invisibility, which is an excellent thing to have when things go horribly wrong, which sooner or later they will.
Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride and ask Yorland Raven?
So, and that, I need to do the quest
Time to chat
later.
with the
So let's see about joining the companions, as that is the first major goal. So, as I mentioned briefly in the episode 0,
Two at it again.
joining the companions will be the one time I'm expecting to save scum, in that the flow there is save, get the first quest. If the first quest is kill a troll with your bare hands, load. That's just that's what I'm not prepared to take the risk of.
Call of the blood.
We all do. It is our burden to bear. A stranger comes to our hall. Would you now? Yes, perhaps. A certain strength of spirit.
Master, you're not truly considering accepting.
I've seen this speech
I am nobody's master.
many times, so I'm just gonna
Last I
let it
checked,
play through and
we
let
had some
myself
empty
drink.
beds in your Vasker for those with a fire burning in their hearts.
Apologies. But perhaps this isn't the time. I've never even heard of this outsider.
Sometimes the famous come to us. Sometimes men and women come to us to seek their fame. It makes no difference. What matters is their heart.
And their arm.
Of course. How are you in... That may be so. This is Vilkas. He will test your arm. Vilkas, take him out to the yard and see what he can do.
Aye.
This is definitely an important place to quick save before this fight starts, as I've had at least one occasion where Vilkas decided that it was a veal fight. I still don't actually know what causes it, but I gather it's a very common one. And given this is unarmed, legendary, yada yada, that at least once results in him just immediately jumping into a sink kill with me. Which, while visually spectacular, is a little bit off-putting. So, a please don't murder me quick save, and then let's see what he has to say.
What was that? Time to end this little game.
This isn't promising. Oh, there we go.
No sign of it.
Quite glad of that quick save. So, there we have the wonders of Vilkas deciding that he really just doesn't want us to live.
You'll do all right
The
someday.
old man
Today
said to
you
have
need
a
to
look
keep
at you.
training.
So, let's do this. Just have a few swings at me so I can see your form. Don't worry, I can take it.
Never should have come here. You get to fight. You might just make it.
No sign of it.
You know, I think I'm gonna go and... let's pick up another quest and come back to this. And hopefully he'll be a little less murderous by the time we do. I've gathered there are some issues if you have buffs on you, so I would be surprised if the Lady Stone counts, but maybe we're probably not on the effective vegetable soup, so I've no idea what's making him quite so upset.
Nothing?
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgrup is not receiving visitors. Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on then. The Jarl will want to speak to you
Who's this
personally.
then? So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes? By Ysmir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus?
My
One
lord,
moment.
we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger.
The Jarl of Falkreath will view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing... We should
Enough!
not...
I'll not stand idly by while
See,
the
that serves two
dragon burns
purposes.
my hold
That
and
stops him
slaughters my
talking,
people.
which speeds up the quest. But more importantly, it stops him talking, because Proventus is just an irredeemable piece of slime.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've
Yes,
done
my
Whiterun
initiative.
a service.
Pay no attention to the quest
I
mark.
won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Come, let's go find Farengar.
And I
My court
believe
wizard.
that is enough to be
Been looking into
a
man
friend of
related to
Balgruuf.
these dragons.
And naturally, as happens every time we make a friend in this, we're going to steal all his vegetables. I'll mute myself so you can't hear the key mashing for this. tempting as the dog meat and mammoth snout is, I think just the venison will do us for here. And horse meat. Can't go on with horse meat. I've actually had it. It's not one we typically find in the UK, but I'd try and give them a chance. Right. That plus any food we just grab pre-cooked from the companions should have us fed for a good long time. So we'll pick up, in fact, yes, we'll pick up the Bleak Falls Barrow quest because we're going to need to progress the conversation with Farron.
Well, when I say fetch, straight to the point, eh? I learned of a certain stone tablet. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself. I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. Ah, that reminds me. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcade... Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task. Off to Bleak Falls Barrow with you. The Jarl is not a patient.
And just in case, the Ethereum Wars gives you one of the new quests that came with, I believe, the Dragonborn DLC. There's also the Legend of Red Eagle here, but that's not really any use. All it gives you is a nice sword, which, given the swords are unavailable for this one, is completely useless. But yes, the Ethereum Wars, I'm not expecting to need to do, but it does give you a non-armor helmet, which gives you a second standing stone, which in this one is incredibly valuable. Yes, and so we're now up to everything apart from fine clothes, I believe. I don't think there's such a thing as fine gloves, I think you've just got gloves. So hat, boots, and still the absolute worst top in, well, clothes I guess, in the game. Let's get rid of the stuff we don't need. Steel armor, very nice, but for obvious reasons not available. I think we can cook with all of these, so I'm going to hold on to those. Right, let's head down and see if Ilkus has got over his urge to murder us. Paths are great, but they're not sufficiently direct. Come on, Vilkas, please don't let me. Let's see if being on the quest helps.
The old man said to have a look at you. So, let's do this. Just have a few swings at me so I can see your form. Don't worry, I can take it. Never should have come here.
Oh. Jesus Christ, fellas. Why are you like this? So we'll give this another shot. If it fails, I may just need to console the quest done.
The old man said to have a look. Fine. Pretty good arm you have. The old man said to have a look at you. So, let's do this. Just have a few swings at me so I can see your form. Don't worry, I can take it. Not bad. Next time won't be so easy.
Well, that's a fall from relief from punching a shield 3 times should be.
But for now, here's my sword. Go take it up to Yorland to have it sharpened. And be careful.
Hand the sword in, do the next bit of the quest, loot the companions for all of their apple pies, and then get a quest which is hopefully not
What
kill
brings
troll.
you here? I'm guessing you're the newcomer then. Oh, don't worry too much about it. And don't always just do what you're told. Nobody rules anybody. Well, I'm not sure how they've managed it, but they have. Kodlak is the harbinger.
Kodlak is definitely
He's
in
a sort
charge
of
here.
advisor for the whole group, but every man is his own. Every woman her own. I have a favor to ask. I've been working on a shield for Aela. My wife is in mourning, and I need to get back to her soon. That's a good man.
Confusion from coming into the other door. So Ayala, who's never seen us, because we didn't stick around for them to kill the giant. Otherwise, she's varying degrees of scathing depending on how much you attacked it. Well, 1 of 2 degrees of scathing.
If you wish to hunt with me, your feet need to be quick. Ah, good. I've been waiting for this. Are you new here?
I told you. This is the whelp that Vilcus mentioned.
Ah, yes. I heard you gave him quite a thrashing.
Don't let Vilcus catch you saying that.
Do you think you could handle Vilcus in a real fight? Ah, a man of action. Here, let's have Farkas show you where you'll be resting your head.
Farkas. My brother Vilcus is a better talker than me. He should be around someplace.
So typically, if I'm playing modded, one of the main ones I'll be using is the whatever the AI overhaul is called, which among other things stops that problem where every time someone walks past you, they'll say a miscellaneous line, even if they're actually going to do part of a quest, for example. It's a little bit weird.
Score and Ayala like to tease me, but they're good people. Some of them might challenge us to be our best.
And once he finishes showing me this room, we can actually get a first question.
Alright, so here you are. Looks like the others are eager to meet you. Come to me or Ayala if you're looking for work. Once you've made a bit of a name for yourself, Skjor and Vilcus might have things for you to do. Good luck. Welcome to the Companions. By the way, we've got trouble right here in Whiterun Hold. Nothing but a bunch of lonely bandits. Cowards who will take little effort. Excellent. Nice to have a new face around. It gets boring.
Let's see where that is. Silent Ruins Camp. Okay, that's this could be quite interesting. So, the leader is a reasonably tough fight for a level 1 unarmed, but more importantly, there's a giant camp about there. And while I'm going to not just run past everyone, because again that defeats the spirit of the thing, I feel like leading them into a giant is completely legitimate. So, that works, that's not kill troll, and therefore we will be taking it.
Just means I can show you the ropes.
See how we go. I wonder if those boots are nice and fine boots. Probably not, but I'd like to check. Nope, they are shockingly not.
Oh, hey there.
So, put that back. I don't want that part.
I killed a bear yesterday. Did you kill anything?
That's a good conversation starter. I should open more conversations with, I killed a bear yesterday. Did you kill anything? Oh, clothes that aren't rags.
The latest recruit,
What a
right?
wonderful life we've made for ourselves by getting murdered by Vilcus a couple of times. Right, let's just grab the prepared food actually. We've got enough that we baked ourselves that we don't really need to get it all. Tomatoes, while they are also ingredients, they're worth something like 18 hunger apiece, so I will also take those. I can't be bothered to search everything. We have enough food. Let's just grab apple pies as we see them and go kill some bandits.
When the Empire surrendered to the Altmerry Dominion,
Salmon steak is the most
I've
weight
heard
efficient
you may
food
actually be
in terms
stronger
of
than
hunger
you
value.
look. Perhaps
So
we can
always
hunt
grab
together
that
sometime.
when you see it.
You still need to prove yourself, whelp.
Fascinating. Thank you so much.
Are you on the hunt?
Right, that should be enough. So, deliver fossils to Arcadia, grab a nap as we're getting slightly tired, eat a bunch of food, and then go murder some bandits. It's a good day to be an adventurer.
Shiny. Let me know if you see anything you like. You look rather pale. Ah, splendid. Oh, but I suppose you expect some compensation. Here, these potions should suffice.
And most important, making now that she likes us, we can take all the fairly basic potions. Which importantly is potions of healing. And There's a bunch of other supplies we could take, but
I sell
most of them
cures
aren't
for
any
all
good
those.
because they
I'll
interact
be
with
happy to
skills.
serve you.
You know nothing. Nothing about us.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything.
This is an
I think I
ode
got
to
a clean mug
Skyrim's
around here.
staunch
If it's work you need, how about... Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Next time we're here, if we have access to an axe, then we'll give her some wood. No, you won't do damage. Get us 6 hair again. And then that will let us steal small change in food from the tables. Also, I believe if you befriend her, you can actually sleep in the inn's bed and get the well-rested buff without paying. I think that then disappears if you only pay, so it feels like it might be a bug. For the sake of 10 gold a time, I'm just going to pay her every time.
I had a bad...
So, let's favourite some of the more common food to make things a little bit quicker. And then while we're actually in the menu, we'll prioritise the less common food. Horse launch is probably more than we need, but
I'm a few years back.
Stingy about it. Right, bandit murdering time. Or at least,
Yes, Housecarl.
let's still call it bandit murdering. It's just the weapon we happen to be using is a giant. Maybe a mammoth. So, the marker is just going to get confusing. So I suspect it's the giant camp we can see directly ahead.
They say Helgen got hit by a
I
dragon.
haven't memorised the map well enough to be certain.
We'll be ready.
Yeah, that looks right. So that looks like the camp, and that looks like our weapon. Always a little bit paranoid walking out here, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's occasionally looked around to see a saber cat in the process of pouncing at me. And that's a very quick way to become a corpse. It's probably going to be easier to lure the bandits to the giants than the other way around. They're a little bit more fighty. Mudcrab's less effective as a weapon. And theoretically it might help, but hopefully their aim sucks. Always with the races and maggots. Okay, getting somewhere.
Time for you to die.
There we go. No, that's only that one I got in the fight, it looks like. Oh, poof. Was that him? Or was that something else? I just looked around and saw something ragdolling through the air. Majestically. Oh, let's not investigate while we're getting shot at. Okay, this is promising. Mouths are in the area. So I'm just going to stand here. Hopefully, take a shot, get a mana, aggro the giants, and solve our problem. Unfortunately, the bandits inside, which includes the leader, won't come out for any reason, which means that we can't have the giant actually pass the quest for us. But it'll clear the camp. which means that well, the alternative would be either killing them, which takes a long time, or running past them, which I'd rather not do. Because that feels like it's bypassing the game a bit, which is rather not the point of a challenge run to my mind. Right, promising. Hopefully we don't die immediately to whoever's inside. First things first, let's get the stamina regen vegetable soup going. Let's also get some health up. Because one of the features I will never forgive Skyrim for is that if somebody begins an attack against you with enough damage that it would one-shot you, then they get a single kill and one-shot you, regardless of crazy things like whether they would actually hit you.
Remind me of my cousin's cat. Killed that too.
Again with racism. Can't decide whether the hitboxes are bad, I'm bad, or both. And that's what I was referring to. That would have been dodgeable were it not for the fact that it instantly killed me. So, let's try and find something with a good health to hunger ratio so we're not wasting all our food on healing. Perfect. Wheels of cheese are the preferred healing method if I'm trying to save on potions. Just a pro tip. Also works in real life. If you use enough wheels of cheese, then you cannot be killed. For what it's worth, I promise this is not representative of combat throughout the entire run. This is roughly representative of what combat is like until we're able to join the companions, or at least join the circle. But from that point, things get a little bit more even, as opposed to being an unarmed amateur trying to punch someone with a great sword to death.
Can't wait to count out your coin. Enough of this.
So a trick which I need to get better at is moving sideways as fast as moving backwards. So once I actually learn the hitbox for attacking, should theoretically be able to attack, turn, and strafe backwards. Eyes good, bloody full health, so let's just drop away the pushes.
Can't wait to count out your coin.
So I can't decide whether this is one where the gender's different, but I'm sure the last one I thought which was a female cheese didn't have quite as much problems. Oh, no matter, this is why we so excessively grab healing motions and the like. Because what should be a fairly straightforward fight is particularly painful. You're unarmed, unarmoured, another one. Marvellous. Let's see what we can salvage from this place. I don't think there's any other bandits, and there should be some kind of chest that's not trapped. Always good. Oh, nope. Right, and now we can be proper members of the Companions and pick up the first proper quest. That one, while we're similarly, well, weak for, we'll at least have Farkas escorting us. Which will do a fairly good job of highlighting why I'm not allowing followers in general for this one, as it will largely involve running away from things while Farkas kills them. a slight exaggeration. We will be trying to deal what damage we can, but there will certainly be a non-trivial amount of fleeing. On the plus side, that quest and then one more Radiant quest, and we'll actually get access to a reasonable weapon. And from there, things start to speed up. Actually, while we're here, we should probably pick up the Amulet of Arcade from the ruins. It's a small health boost, but it's a non-zero health boost. Let's just do that on the way back, actually. Let's see if he's about. So I believe the piece of this temple gives you some... there we are.
Tell me, do you believe in mighty Arcade, god of life and death? I'm glad to know that because I need your help. My amulet of Arcade. I misplaced it in the catacombs. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs.
Right. Several skeletons, who will hopefully be a little bit less murderous than everyone else we've met. Oh my god.
The blessing of Arcade.
I will give that one more shot, and then I'll just come back and another session. Because there are definitely times when I'm just not at my best. This may be one of them. It'll do. I'll take it. Because again, once we've done another quest or two, things get substantially, well, less one-sided, let's go with. That's the last one, so I'm just going to save on healing items for now. Okay, great success. One Amulet of Arcade. And now we're just going to go ahead and steal it, and also put on clothes that aren't terrible. That would have helped us with a little bit of cold earlier, but it's not like we actually endangered ourselves with cold, so it's all good. Rather, since I missed this quest, so we're just going to clog up the log.
I know your family's honor is important to you, but we can't afford it.
I can barely tolerate our presence on her.
Skjor says that I have the strength of Ysgramor. I expected no less of you. And once again, you have not. Skjor was looking for you earlier. Don't know. I don't like making him angry, but there is some work for you if you want it.
There you are. I did. Your time, it seems, has come. Last week, a scholar came to us. He seemed a fool to me, but if he's right, the honor of the companions demand that we seek it out. This is a simple errand, but the time is right for it to be your trial. Farkas will be your shield sibling on this venture. He'll answer any questions you have. Try not to disappoint, or to get him killed.
You still need to prove yourself, Whelp.
So, Farkas is the first required companion, unless you count the intro.
Right? Wait, is that
However, we can tell him to go and meet us
So
at
I'm
the
told.
quest
Let's see
location.
if you impress. Don't delay, Shield brother.
I never thought they would actually let me join the Companions. But now it looks like they're letting anyone in these days.
Meet Athos Athos, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. He's kind of a dick. Right, so we've got the quest to actually properly join the Companions. I think we're technically a member of the faction, but our initiation ceremony hasn't happened yet. We've got the Lady Stone, a decent supply of food, what was a decent supply of potions, there's now a little bit more anemic. I know it's only 9 AM. I think this is another occasion where, while we could sleep, in fact, yeah, let's grab a quick couple of hours to refresh,
What brings you?
eat to get back onto full, and then I think I'm going to call this part complete. And so, next one can open with raiding Dustman's Cairn. Right, back
If
to
it's
what I
work
said.
you're
Still
looking
haven't
for,
found an axe.
hold it.
And what's our food situation looking like? Well fed, marvellous. Right, in that case, I'm going to call that there. So, thank you for joining me, I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.